All right, so I'm going to make you a shaken cocktail.
Oh, yeah, excellent.
So this is my riff on a bitter Giuseppe, which I got really into these during like COVID lockdown years ago. It's a low alcohol, low ABV. There's no base spirit. It's just typically made with 2 ounces of Cynar, 1 ounce of sweet vermouth, and a 1/4 ounce of lemon juice. This is lemon juice from the tree in my backyard. I played around with this earlier today, and because I didn't want to, just bring Cynar and do that. I wanted to make a cocktail in honor of you. So I'm calling this the Bitter Antonio, and I felt like it needed a little extra sweetness. So this is just some double strength simple syrup.
I appreciate that.
I'm going to start with. I like to throw ice in the shaker first.
Did you use brown sugar or just regular sugar for the simple?
Regular sugar, like raw, I don't know, Whole Foods raw sugar.
But since it's double, that's why it's a little darker.
Yeah. I do 2-to-1 sugar to water because it just keeps it shelf stable for longer. And I'm going to use a very, very small amount. All right, since I'm doubling this recipe, I'm going to do 1 ounce of each, but in effect, it'll be 2 ounces of aperitivo to 1 ounce sweet vermouth.
Okay.
Per cocktail. So start with.
What exactly is how do you define aperitivo?
I think of an aperitivo as it's in my mind, it's got to be a red bitter liqueur. But that said, like the Luxardo Bianco that I know you and I have drank together, I would consider that an aperitivo, even though it's not red. But it's a bitter Amaro, bitter liqueur. I don't know if there's any governing body saying this is what makes a aperitivo versus an Amaro. I do find that they have less of the sugary sweetness, the way some Amaros like Montenegro would have or something like that. So yeah, it's a little nebulous. You want to bring me something? I'll tell you if I think it's an aperitivo or not.
For the folks at home who may not know, what exactly is the device on top of your vermouth?
Yeah, so this is a Corvin. So this was made for the original one has a needle. It was made for sampling your very fancy wines that you didn't want to necessarily open. So you'd stick the needle through the cork, and then it's got an argon gas chamber in there. So as it pours, it displaces the liquid with argon gas, which is inert, neutral. It won't oxidize the juice. So I use it with my vermouth with these replaceable corks just to keep the vermouth as fresh as possible for as long as possible. And that allows me to keep, 3 or 4 different types of vermouth in the fridge all at once, so that I can play with different flavor profiles with the vermouth. Today I'm using the Carpano Antica formula, which is a high vanilla, there's a lot of vanilla in this. It's a more modern style vermouth, but this is all the rage with every bar you go to, they're making their Manhattans with this, they're making Negronis with this. It adds an extra layer of sweetness, which I think people like when they're not as into the bitter as I am.
Some people don't have the refined taste that you do, sadly.
We're working on it.
We're trying to enlighten the masses.
Yes. So I'm going to do 1/2 ounce of lemon juice because it's supposed to be a 1/4 ounce per.
Okay.
And you don't want to, even though it's the bitter Antonio, we don't want to make it too bitter, No. And then I'm going to do 1/2 ounce of the simple as well because, we want to keep Antonio from being a little too bitter.
Yeah.
So again, this is one of my favorite drinks to drink on a Saturday at 4 p.m. when I want to want to have something to drink, but maybe it's not socially acceptable to have a full cocktail. This is a great way to go. So.
And what type of shaker did you say this is again?
This is some sort of, I don't know what year it's from, but this is a vintage Italian shaker from Alessi. They've been making this exact profile since 1957.
Oh, Jesus.
I like to think, since I drive a car from 1965, that maybe the shaker is from 1965, but I got it at an estate sale in good condition, but I have no real way of dating it, sadly. But it's older. It's probably older than either of us.
I was thinking so.
Yeah. But you could buy this new from Italy to this day.
Wow.
There we go.
Oh my goodness. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bottoms up. Wow. That is like a proper bitter cocktail. Because you get the bitters, lemon, the little bit of sweetness, like you said.
A little bit of sweetness on the back, on the base note, yeah.
Wow, and like, I've never really had a cocktail that celebrated bitters like so much, besides like a Negroni, but this
is like a Negroni on steroids. This is, taking the bitter to the next level, making it the star. But by adding the simple, adding the vermouth, evens it out a little bit and makes it palatable. But this will make us hungry for dinner here. It'll stimulate the appetite.
very good. It's a proper aperitivo. Awesome, Kyle. Cheers. Thank you, my friend.